Hey guys, Thomas here. Two things here. I want to make this real quick, but number one, I want to remind everybody about the Push Zones webinar tomorrow night. That is for all current Push Zone users and any new users that are going to come on board between now and the start of the webinar tomorrow. And secondly, I want to point out where the opportunity was in today's market activity, where the clues were that we were looking for. And there was opportunity in both directions, whether you're looking to be a long, you know what you're looking for, you're looking to be a short, you're looking to put shorts on, you know what clues that you're looking for. Now, personally, I was much more interested in the short side here today. The market is very overdone. Not just looking to step in front of the market as it's making new highs, but rather waiting for that clue to come in from the push zones that control has shifted. Now, again, I'm not going to focus in on longs. Tomorrow night during the webinar, I'm going to look at both longs and shorts. But for this video, I'm just going to focus in on shorts. Now, obviously, here we are at the end of the day right now, 8 o'clock in the evening, market hitting down at 27.50. You see the highs came in at what, 27.60. So there was definitely spots to be a seller. But before we get into that, I want to point out, first off, earlier in the day where I was a seller and the second time being a seller getting stopped out. And I want to talk about that because controlling the risk is so critical to achieving any sort of consistency in the market, right? So let me pause this video here. I'm going to scroll back. I'm going to show you exactly where the first couple opportunities were, or the first couple trades. One was a good opportunity, one turned into a loser, and then there was some great opportunity here late in the afternoon. Now, the earlier push zone, now let me get my market going here, came in this morning. It was just after the 10:30 time frame, and I just drew this zone here by hand, and it was a sell zone that came in right around a little bit after 10:30 or so in the morning. Came in, and there happened to be an uptick into it where the market rejected price right here. You see the uptick right into 51 here, and then gave a nice 3 points or so of a reaction, right? So if you're a seller there, whether you're scalping, swing trading, that's a whole another matter, but plenty of room to take profit. And then the market came back up and hit into that spot again. Now this is the spot where if you took the second trade here, turned into a loser, which is perfectly fine. That, listen, there's going to be losers. We're not talking about eradicating losers. We're never going to get rid of our losers, but the key is to have that clear roadmap that you can manage your trades effectively. So that means both winners and losers. So in this case, if you sold the 51s again, now the market starts to come up, 52 quarter, 52 half, 52 three quarters. Now it starts to not make sense anymore, and that's where you're looking to get out of this trade, right? And then from there, obviously in hindsight here, you could see how much sense that made because the market just kept going. But that's the roadmap, and once the market comes back up, if this is a weak market and the market's going to sell back off towards lows, we don't expect them to take this push zone out. The fact that they come back up, right? We get the reaction here, right? Market reacts here. This is the first opportunity into 51. Nice 3-point reaction. They come back up. If the market's going to come back down towards lows, you expect it to happen from here. The fact that they took this market out shows that they still have legs to the upside. They're still interested in hitting some buy stops. Perfectly fine. You take the short off. Now at this point, you got to wait a bit, right? Because there's no reason to be looking to step in front of this uptick here. And again, we're not talking about even looking for longs. You could have been someone that said, hey, I'm not looking for shorts here today. I'm only looking for longs. And that's perfectly fine too. There were some good opportunities to the long side. But if you were like me here today, for some reason, just looking for shorts here today made more sense to me. And in most days, I'm going to be sticking to one side or the other for as long as that particular bias makes sense, right? So there was no push zones at all through this activity, no reason to get short. Here you are, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, and then finally right about 1:30-ish, actually probably closer to quarter to 2, we had a push zone form right here, right? So got the uptick, right? And went a couple ticks up into the push zone. That's fine. You look in the bottom of the push zone here, about 57 halves. You could be a seller at 57s if you want to make sure that you get filled. In this case, you also would have been filled at 57 quarters. You would have been filled at 57 halves, but there's no way to tell that ahead of time. All right, so let's just say you're looking to be a seller in that 57 area. Market gets up as high as 58 or 58 quarter. and then sells off hard from there. And then it was all sell stops from there into the cash close, and now in the after hours we're down in the 27.50 area. So that was the opportunity. So 2 winning opportunities to the sell side today, 1 losing opportunity, which would have amounted to what, about 6 ticks to the where your sell stop, where the buy stop would have been, getting you out of that trade. And the whole key here is, guys, and again, we're going to go into this much deeper tomorrow, is number 1, setting up your buys. You're looking for longs, you're looking for shorts, and then what do you want to see to get you into that trade? Push zones play a big part of that in showing us when that control shifts into the side that we want to be on. Right? So in other words, if we're looking to be a seller, I don't want to step in front of buy stops. I want to see that they got buyers trapped and that they're starting to hit some sell stops. And the push zones are giving me that roadmap. Very clear to see, guys. And this doesn't look any different real time than it does here after the fact. So trade patient, trade well. Again, we're going to go over all this stuff even in deeper detail. We're going to go into some different concepts tomorrow night. It's going to be a good webinar. Looking forward to it. We'll see you there. Trade patient, trade well, everybody.